welcome back to my channel. Today's video is Laney's 1-year update. Laney turned a year old on August 6th and we cannot believe it. She had 2 birthdays this year for her first one. We celebrated just as our little family on her actual birthday, and then she had a birthday party the weekend after, and it was a mermaid themed party. I actually did a video all on her birthday party, which was my last video, so I'll have that linked down below in case you missed it. But she had a great first birthday. We had her 1-year doctor's appointment as well. So we're gonna go over everything with you in today's video. So if you're interested in Laney's 1-year update, then just keep watching. So we had her 1-year checkup, and I have her stats here with me. So at birth, Laney weighed 2 pounds 3 ounces and was 14 inches long. So at 1 year old, she weighs 15 pounds 1 ounce. She's 26.5 inches long, and we just couldn't be any happier with her growth. The doctor still feels like she's a little bit small, but the women in my family just make really small babies. My niece Olivia, who is 2 months older than Laney, and my niece Elia, who's a month older than Laney, are both 17 pounds at 1 year. So Laney's really not that far off. Even in pictures, like I took pictures of them at her birthday party, they're maybe an inch taller. So there's really not much of a difference at all. So I feel like she's doing just fine in the height department. But she had a great first birthday. She loved her birthday cake. So, I mean, I'm not really concerned with her size. Yes, she's small, but compared to my niece and my cousin who were born 2 months and a month ahead of her and were full term in healthy weights, I think they were both around 7 pounds, 7 and some change. I think she's doing just fine. She's eating well, she's doing great, so I'm not concerned with her size. I've compared her to other babies who have IUGR who were born around her same size from the IUGR Facebook group, and she seems to be pretty much on track with a lot of the babies that are her age that were born her same size. So she is just a happy, healthy little baby. And she's sporting some new bling. She got her ears pierced for her birthday. Her Mimi, which is my mom, asked me what I wanted for her birthday, and I was like, I want her ears pierced. So we went and got her ears pierced. So she's got new earrings, and she did not like getting her ears pierced, but she cried for a couple minutes and she was fine. As far as teeth goes, she has 2 teeth on the bottom, and she's actually cutting another tooth, and it is on the top. When I first looked at it and felt it, I thought it was one of the front 2 teeth, but it's not. She's actually getting a canine. So she's cutting a canine before she cuts either one of her beaver teeth in the front. So when she actually cuts that tooth, she's probably gonna look like a vampire. Are you gonna be a little vampire baby? So yeah, she's cutting a canine. So I would love to know any other mamas with babies out there who cut a canine before their actual 2 front teeth, because it's pretty interesting and it's pretty hilarious. So yeah, I am gonna share with you guys some other updates on her, but she's a squirmy wormy. So I'm gonna put her down and let her play while we finish up the video. This month, she just took off like a rocket with her milestones. 1 week after I posted her 11-month update, she started crawling. She started out as an army crawl, and then I think it was 2 weeks later, she was getting up onto her knees and pushing herself to sit. She wasn't doing that before. So in 2 weeks time, she learned how to army crawl. She learned how to get from her belly to her knees and from her belly to her butt. So that was really exciting. She would always get so frustrated because she couldn't do that. And 2, I was very worried about her development when she wasn't able at almost a year old to get up off her belly. But she did both of those, and now she is full on crawling on her knees. She does not army crawl anymore. She is so fast with the crawling too. She goes everywhere. She's all over the house. She's also started pulling up. The first thing that she pulled up on was the stairs. I think because it was like the perfect height for her to pull up on, because she's so short still that a lot of other things are just too tall for her. But she does pull up now. She's mostly pulling up onto her knees. She can stand up all the way, but a lot of stuff she just gets on her knees and then she'll just plant 1 foot and kind of hang out there. She'll also, when she's just sitting down on the floor and she like perks herself up a little bit, she'll plant a foot, but she hasn't tried to stand or anything on her own or unassisted yet. If she stands, it's standing on like holding onto a toy or holding onto the stairs or holding onto a person or something like that. She's not cruising furniture or anything like that though. Like when she stands, unless you're holding her hands. If you're holding her hands, she'll take steps, but not when she's by herself holding onto something, if that makes sense. We did get her a walker as well, and she loves it. She goes ham in the walker, and she doesn't just walk in the walker, she runs, and she likes to chase her older brother. So he'll, Kaysen's 3, and he'll run and laugh at her, and she'll chase him all around. It's so cute. So she loves her walker too. She's definitely a lot more independent now. So I don't see walking anywhere in our near future. I think it's still gonna be a couple months before she does that. But I'm very, very pleased and very, very happy with what she's been able to do. She also started babbling this month. So it's like everything started. She started saying Nana first. She was just going na, 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 na over and over and over again, just like out of nowhere. And then the next day she started saying dada. She hasn't said mama or anything like that. She has said like ya ya and like just like little different babbles, and she mixes them together. So she'll say like na, da, ya, and like mix some of them together sometimes, but not always. I was very, very concerned before this past month, like around the 11-month mark, because she just wasn't doing anything. So I know I mentioned this in one of my vlogs, but I contacted Early Childhood Intervention, which is a state government funded program where birth to 3 years, you can get a free physical, cognitive, and speech evaluation. Somebody actually comes to your house and does the evaluation. I made her an appointment because I was very nervous because she just wasn't doing anything, and I was just very concerned and wanted to see where she was at developmentally. And then of course, after I make that appointment, she starts doing everything, but I'm still keeping my appointment. They don't come out until August 31st. So on August 31st, they're gonna come out and do the evaluation, and hopefully everything is fine. Her development, I am told to go off her adjusted age, which is 10 months, and I feel like she's at a very good spot for 10 months. So I'm hoping that everything is going to go well with the therapist appointment, but I will definitely keep you guys updated and let you know how it goes. As far as other stats go, she is in 6-month clothing and 9-month clothing. It really just depends on the brand and the style of the clothing. For onesies, she's in 9-month. The 6-month are just way too snug. They're hard to put on her, and they're hard to get her arms through, and they're hard to snap. So 9-month onesies are where it's at for her. She's sort of in between a 6-month PJ and a 9-month PJ. 6-month PJs in the length seem pretty snug and like they could be a little bit uncomfortable, but the 9-month fitted PJs are too long. So I just go ahead and put her in the 9-month PJs. I would rather her PJs be a little big than a little snug. So whenever she's up in the morning, I usually change her a lot earlier than I typically would before, just because now that she's crawling and stuff, oh, that's another thing. It's easier for her to move around and play when she doesn't have those footed PJs on, because her legs come out of the holes and all that stuff. So for diapers, she is wearing size 3. And I feel like she's gonna wear size 3 for a while because they fit her well, but you can tell she has room to grow. So 6 to 9 month clothing, depending on the brand, and 3-month size 3 for diapers. As far as eating goes, she is still formula fed. She's probably having between 20 to 25 ounces a day, and instead of taking 8 ounces per serving, she's taking 6 ounces. Sometimes she only takes 4. It really just depends on how much she's eaten solid wise, which she's eating 3 full solid meals a day plus a snack. So she's doing really well in the solid food department. She's never liked purees, she's never liked baby food, she's never liked oatmeal, none of that. She's always preferred to chew her food. So I just feed her straight up table food, and I wanna go ahead and give you kind of like what she eats during the day. So for breakfast, I always make her eggs because I want her to have a protein. So she has one scrambled egg in the morning, and usually accompanied with a fruit. She pretty much only likes strawberries and bananas, so she'll have one of those. And then I like to make either French toast. So I'll get like a slice of bread and make my mixture, which is egg, milk, cinnamon, and a little vanilla extract. And I fry that on the stovetop, and I make enough to last the whole week. so that I don't have to cook a breakfast like that. I mean, I make a fresh egg every morning, but I don't want to make French toast every morning. I've also made a 3-ingredient waffle, which is ground oats, an egg, and a banana. And she doesn't really care for that, so I stopped making that. But I did buy the Kodiak pancake and waffle mix, and I haven't made anything from it yet, but I plan on making her pancakes and some muffins with that to see if she likes it, just to give a little bit more variety. For lunch, I like to buy frozen meats that are already cooked. You just have to heat it up. So she really loves meatballs, so I like to buy frozen meatballs, so I'll heat that up and cut that up really small and give that to her for her meat for lunch. She also really likes chicken, so I will buy already pre-cooked like grilled chicken strips and just reheat those and give that to her too. So she does really good with that. She sometimes does have grilled cheese sandwiches too. Kaysen really loves grilled cheese. So if he wants a grilled cheese that day, I make her one of those as well. So with lunch, I also like to give her a veggie, and the freezer or the frozen veggie bags are where it's at for us. I really like buying those for her because I can buy 2 different veggies and heat them both up on a Monday and just Tupperware them, put them in the fridge, and give her a little bit throughout the week for lunch and dinner. So I've tried a couple different veggies. I've tried green beans, peas, carrots, and corn, but I don't like to do, I'm gonna hold off on the green beans and the peas for now. Peas make me nervous because they're round and she just gags on them. Plus, when you try to go and cut them, it's pretty much impossible and you get skin everywhere. Same for green beans. Green beans, for some reason, make her gag too, but she does really well with carrots and corn. She also does well with squash and zucchini. So when I make squash and zucchini, which we have a lot at dinner time throughout the week, is I cut them into small little circles very thinly. I toss them in olive oil and lemon pepper, sometimes a little bit of salt and garlic, and I will roast them in the oven. And then I'll just cut them up really, really small and mix them in with her food, and she'll eat that as well. So veggies, she does pretty good on. It just depends on what it is, and some veggies, and just like some fruits, just make me nervous, so I stay away. But she does really well with squash and zucchini, corn, and carrots, so I like to give her that. And then she usually has some sort of fruit too with lunch. Again, the only fruit she really likes is strawberry banana, so that's what I give her. But a lot of the time this past week, like, I made a basil pesto pasta and we had quite a bit left over, so I've been giving her that as like a carb for lunch, and she really does well with that too. It was just penne pasta tossed with basil pesto, and I would just cut it up really fine, and she went to town. She really liked that. So she's a very, very good eater. Definitely lucked out with her in the eating department. And then for dinner, she eats whatever we have. I just try to be careful with the seasonings on whatever meat she's having. We always have some sort of lean protein. So like if I'm making chicken breasts and they're very seasoned, I just won't season hers. I'll just put a little bit of salt and pepper on it, just so it's not extra bland, but I just put a teeny tiny bit on it just to give it a little bit of flavor, and she'll do that. But she doesn't do well with a lot of sauce, a lot of seasoning, nothing like that. So whatever meat I make her, it's just very, very bland. And then our carb is either like a potato, a rice, or some sort of pasta. So she's a very, very good eater in that department. I cannot complain at all. And yeah, she's still formula fed. I plan on giving her formula until she's at least 18 months, I think. After 18 months, I don't think it would probably really be necessary. Since she was born with Iugr and she was premature, I just want to make sure she's getting a good amount of calories and just to really help her still continue to grow. She's taking 4 to 6 ounces per bottle, and she's probably taking between 20 and 25 ounces a day. It really just depends on how much solids she's taking. She's also getting some water throughout the day. I like to give her water whenever she's eating solids, just to help rinse her mouth out and to wash out any sort of food that may be still lingering, because she tends to be like a little squirrel and pocket food in her cheeks. So when she has her water, these are my 2 favorite sippy cups to give her. This one is a Munchkin cup, and it just has the straw. Kaysen would only ever drink out of straws. So we had one of these for him, and we had a couple of other cups for him too. And then I got this Nuke one. Is it Nuke or Nook? It's N-U-K. Kaysen would never drink out of a sippy cup that had this sort of top to it, but Laney does fine with it. I like that it pops out of this little holder, so it's can be sort of like a little bottle too. And I like that it's got the ounces measured out on the side so you know how much your baby is getting and how much they're actually drinking. So I really like this. It also does not leak, which I really appreciate. I went through so many different cups and tried so many different cups with Kaysen. So when it came time to purchase a sippy cup for Laney, I went out on a limb with this one because I had never tried it with Kaysen before. But a lot of the sippy cups that I tried with Kaysen, so many of them leaked and it was just a disaster, but neither one of these leak. And I really appreciate that. I hate it when bottles and sippy cups leak. It just drives me nuts and it just makes a mess. But I've been really lucky with both these cups. Neither one of them leak. So we kind of just rotate between these two every week. I think that's all the updates that I have for you guys. So I'm gonna go and scoop Laney back up so she can come back in and say goodbye to you guys. Okay, now Laney is back to say goodbye to everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and thank you so much for following us this past year. For those of you who've been with me through my pregnancy updates and followed Laney's journey through this whole year, we really appreciate you guys and we thank you so much for being part of our YouTube family. You guys are the best. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you guys again very soon. Bye. Say bye.